Hey friends, and welcome to another video blog. Let's see, today is February 18th, Tuesday, and I promised you guys that I'd talk a little bit about Magic the Gathering, so let's catch up a bit. Magic the Gathering, trading card game you're probably familiar with. If you don't know how they suck you in and addict you to the system, the way that they mostly do it is by periodically releasing new sets of cards. So if you have the compulsion to collect them all, which I do, you need to periodically buy more cards. About every quarter they release a new set. They've just released the second set in the Theros block, and it's a sort of set of Greek-themed mythological type cards. Excuse me. The second set is called Born of the Gods. And so far I've attended two pre-release events, one game day event, and done one draft on it. So I've begun to get a slight handle on it. I don't know if I've really got a firm grasp on it, but, I never really do. It's sort of, with me, my goal isn't necessarily to win, it's to do cool things with the cards. So, and in that regards, Born of the God has some fun stuff with it. It introduces a new mechanic, which is inspired. I like the idea of inspired. I think in practice, it's a trap. It's intended entirely for people like me who just want to do cool things with cards. It does not lead to winning games, which I discovered through these various things that I've done. With the inspired mechanic, when you untap a card, so after it's been tapped, when you untap it, it activates an ability that's on the card. For example, one fun inspired mechanic that I played with was the Deepwater Hypnotist that they introduced. The Deepwater Hypnotist is a very effective blocker if you can untap it and declare block. So, for example, one thing I enjoyed doing, I had a Deepwater Hypnotist and a Springleaf Drum up on the battlefield. My Deepwater Hypnotist doesn't make a very effective blocker without untapping it, so my opponent attacked into me, and I tapped the Deepwater Hypnotist and the Springleaf Drum for a blue mana, used the blue mana to untap the Hypnotist with like a Trident, or what is it called? The one that targets two creatures and untaps them. And then it's untapped, has more defense, and when it untaps it gives less attack to your opponent's target player. So using that mechanic I could pull off cool tricks, but cool tricks don't win games necessarily. They're just cool and fun to do. I had some fun with it, but it's definitely not a great mechanic. The card that appealed most to me in Born of the Gods is actually the Loading Ready Run preview card that they got, which is Raised by Wolves. What Raised by Wolves does is an enchantment, it goes on a card, on a creature, and that creature gets +1/+1 for every wolf on the battlefield, and it makes 2 wolf tokens. So they have at least +2/+2. But my thinking, of course, was, okay, so how many wolves can I get on the battlefield? Well, Witchstalker is a wolf, and a hexproof wolf at that. Fantastic card. So definitely playing with Witchstalker. The Mutavault is every type of creature when it turns into a creature, so it's a wolf. So that's very handy. A little extra mana fixing, the Selesnya Keyrune is a wolf. So I'm playing green-white now. The Selesnya Keyrune, you can even tap it to give you the white. So tap a forest and the Selesnya Keyrune, turn the Keyrune into a wolf, and that pumps whatever is raised by wolves without even attacking with it. Very cool. And to complement that, obviously the Witchstalker is a 3-drop, Raised by Wolves is a 5-drop. You need a little bit of tempo, something to slow down your opponents. So I threw in some Fogs. Fog, it's a green, it's a 1-drop, it's perfect, so that's going to help you out. And then I did Druid's Deliverance, which is a fog that populates. So it prevents all combat damage done to creatures. I think it may be creatures or player. I'm not positive. I don't have it in front of me. And then populate so it can make a copy of the wolves that Raised by Wolves made. So it has the potential to stop damage and pump your Raised by Wolves creature. So that's the deck I'm playing with right now. I put together a whole bunch of wolves. Again, a lot of cool combat tricks, which is what I love. I don't know if it's going to win me games. Probably not. The store that I play at in actual competitive tournaments, they're very, very competitive. They're very aggressive based on net decks, obviously, based on the top tier decks that are out there. And I don't tend to win those tournaments, but I enjoy playing in them. And we'll see if my wolf deck can gain any traction. I really need to work on the sideboard. Need to figure out what I'm going to be battling against. I'm very weak against flyers. I've got the fogs, which will stop flyers doing damage to me. But not all the time. I've only got 8 fogs in the deck. Maybe 12 fogs if I put some other stuff in. Some riot controls and stuff. But, yeah, may need more fog or some stuff to kill flyers. Kind of weak against board wipes. Because obviously I'm building this giant creature. He's hexproof if I'm using the Witch Stalker, but he can still be wiped by board wipes, so I have to worry about that. Anyways, that's Magic. That's what I enjoy doing, is building decks, losing games. A lot of fun. And that's what I'm looking forward to this weekend. I'm still short 2 cards for my deck. I want to get 2 more of the Celestia Scrylands. It's the Temple of Plenty. So if I can grab 2 more Temple of Plenties, I'll have my deck. I've thrown together a sort of quick sideboard to see what I can do. And I'm gonna... Part of my problem is I only really play test my deck at tournaments, because I don't have anybody to play with on a daily basis, and the game store is kind of far away, so I don't go there every night. I can't afford to buy all the same cards I've already got again on Magic the Gathering Online. So usually when I've built a fun deck, like my Turbo Wolves deck that I'm working on, or like I have a Junk Reanimator I'm trying to get to work, which doesn't work. But when I build that deck, the only time I have to try it is FNM. So Friday Night Magic, I go in, play with it, see what I can pull off. Usually it's not great. Anyways, that's Magic. That's what I'm playing right now. I'm sure you'll hear more about Magic from me in future episodes. And I look forward to talking to you guys again soon. Be excellent to each other.